mana.
So it's only for Infect.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Pauper deck.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work with your other non-Infect elves.
Yeah, but I mean, if with your non-Infect elves, you could just, invigorate, Might of Croza, Berserk. And all of a sudden, it's like, all right.
It's 4 extra damage.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
This is kind of insane.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. So Matt's on the left with Elf Combo, and Trey's to the right. All right, so I think Matt might be the favorite in this matchup because Trey really has to lean on his Force of Will or his.
I mean, he does have Swords of Plowshare.
Yeah, Swords of Plowshare.
That's a big one. I mean, I definitely think that the Stoneforge deck should have an edge. It seems kind of a gimmicky deck.
You think so? I mean, with Probe, he's able to see exactly what his opponent has and stuff. So, all right, they're off already.
All right, island for Trey.
Yeah, Trey gets an island, and there's a land grant from Matt. Sometimes it's all right, and yeah. Sometimes it's risky when you keep a hand with only land grant.
And then you reveal. Wait, you reveal after it resolves, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So he's also playing 4 Bounty of the Hunts. That's an interesting choice of card. Why don't you tell everybody at home exactly what it does?
Bounty of the Hunt is the green Force of Will.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's so cool. It's you remove a green card from your hand, and you can put 3 +1/+1 counters distributed any way you choose.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's in Alliance.
Oh, remove these counters at end of turn.
Yeah, in Alliance they had Bounty of the Hunt, they had Pyrokinesis, the red one, where you have to remove a red card and then split 4 damage.
Wait, the way that it's worded, it has to be like a normal pump spell, right? Like, if you block it, the creature doesn't die. Like these counters get removed at end of turn. I wouldn't think they trigger.
All right, so there's a Quarian Ranger,
which is untap or return a force untap a guy.
Yep. And so Matt starts not too crazy here. Let's see.
What did he have in his hand when he revealed?
He get a couple of Vigorates. Oh, there's a Rancor.
We're gonna start the beats now.
Yeah, I think it's fine for Rancor to go on the Ranger. Trey's gonna fall onto 17, Mike. Yeah, I mean, with a Stoneblade deck, you obviously want turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic, but if you don't have it, it's fine because versus Elf combo, sometimes you want more defensive cards anyway.
Yes, that's very true. And now, what is that?
That's Sky Shroud Elite. So it's only a 1/1, but if your opponent has a non-basic land, it turns into a 2/3.
Yes, I know that card. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I played against that in Cube.
It's kind of the not the opposite of Kurt Ape, but it's Lone Lion, the green Kurt Ape, the green Lone Lion, however you want to look at it. 1 mana, 2/3. It's a powerful card. Right now, it's only
the green Lone Lion Wild Cattle?
No, the green Lone Lion, like a Wild Cattle, is just in a league of its own, It's a 3/3, which is pretty ridiculous. All right, so I think Trey's gonna play a Scalding Tarn here. And I don't really see too much.
Yeah.
He's just gonna pass the turn. And there's one thing about Matt's deck that it's immune to Wasteland.
Well, it only has what, 12 mana sources?
Yeah, well, it has 8 forests and then it also has land grants.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, the deck pretty much just works on 1 mana, especially with Quarian Ranger and his creatures or whatnot. All right, so there is a Might of the Old Corrosa.
Now, do you like Might hitting this creature against a deck with islands? Like, couldn't he just like swords? Like, wouldn't it be better to do it on the other creature?
Well, I think Matt might. I'm not sure of his exact plan, but we'll maybe find out. Does Trey just have nothing here?
Yeah, he's got nothing.
Yeah, it looks like Trey just might have nothing. And so Trey takes that damage. All right, so Matt's going to return the forest to his hand. And he's going to try another elite. Ratchet Bomb would be like pretty good against this deck. Be pretty good against his board. Pernicious Deed.
Treasure Slip.
Powder Keg. Whichever cheap mass removal spell you want. All right, so Trey finally gets a Tundra, but he's on 7, and now he's gonna fall to 6 because of that sack land. I don't know what Trey could really do here.
I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, he'd have to start drawing some removal. Okay. All right. So Elspeth comes down, and
he's just gonna make a guy.
yeah, puts a soldier into play. But the problem with that is because of the dual lands.
Yeah, it's like the elites are big.
Yeah, the elites are big. He can chump block one of the elites and go to 1 life. So let's see if Matt has anything. And his hand's full of spells. Like, because his deck only runs 8 forests and 4 land grants, he, gets to sit with a bunch
the
of
Rancor
spells
gives Rancor gives trample.
And the Rancor is game over.
So that's game. All right, so let's see how they're going to sideboard, because I mean that was quick.
All right, so I'm pretty sure Trey is going to have to bring in. He's got 3 Path to Exile sideboard. I don't really know if Timely Reinforcements is that great in this matchup. He does have 2 Wrath of Gods, which are great for this matchup. So I do like that the blue-white deck is going to have a ton of removal spells after sideboard.
Standard with box number 3. We're ready to go. Please come over to the side events banner. Once again, standard with box 3. Please come to the side events banner.
Excuse me for that announcement, but Trey just could not be prepared for like a mono green stompy deck. He kept kind of a weak hand regardless, but that's quite aggressive. I think like most of the decks in this format are going to be coming out of the gates somewhat like that, but not really just mono green beats. So the surprise factor for Matt got there for game 1, but let's see what Matt can bring in. He has Leyline of Sanctity, Leyline of the Void, 2 Gutter Response, 3 Rushwood Legate. Legate? I don't even know. I'm going to look that card up. It from the start of it looks like it'll work for this. If your opponent controls an island, you control a forest, you may play it without paying its mana cost, and it's just a 2/1. That's interesting. It's just a free creature. And tells you a lot of justice. So, I mean, he can bring in a free 2/1, which, I mean, sure. I mean, with how cheap all the spells are already, I don't really see why bringing a creature in, like, doesn't seem like a high-impact sideboard spell, but it's there for some reason, so maybe it's good. If it had Island Walker, something like that, it would be a lot better. But I think the advantage is going to be in Trey's side now that he knows he's going to have a hand with Swords to Plowshare or Path to Exile or something to interact with quick aggressive creatures. These cards, do a lot of damage on cards like Mutagenic Growth, Rancor, Mighty the Croatian, Bounty of the Hunt, and Invigorate, and Berserk. So that's 24 spells that are pump spells. So, yeah, what do you think about Trey's chances now that he's going to have 9 spot removal spells?
I mean, the spot removals are pretty nice and stuff, but the Elf combo deck could just bust out like I said, a turn 2, turn 3 kill.
Yeah.
And it's just so quick that a lot of Trey's cards don't really do too much. Like, you really want to, force a will Aquarian Ranger?
Well,
is that your dream,
It doesn't really matter what your dream of force willing is. Like, if it's going to kill you, you just force a will it.
Yeah, the one thing I do like is that he's going to have Wrath of God in the sideboard.
Yeah, he has 2 Wraths, 3
and he's going to
Paths.
bring those in. So, and an odd card for Legacy is Timely Reinforcements.
Yeah.
You don't really see that too often in Legacy.
No, it seems like a low impact card. Speaking of low impact cards, what do you think of the Rushwood Legates?
Well, I mean, the Rushwood Legate,
doesn't it seem like a low impact sideboard card?
I mean, he also has Guttural Response, but I mean he's mono green. What do you want him to do? Obviously, you would rather have a card like Pyroblast or Red Elemental Blast.
Sure.
But when you're mono green, you're limited to
green cards.
Yeah, I feel you made a statement about this yesterday in Standard.
Yeah.
You're like you're playing mono green. You have no good sideboard cards, and the mana is so good in Type 2, and look at the mana in Legacy.
Yeah, which is way better.
Yeah. So, but Trey will be on the play, so maybe that would help for this game.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he added the time reinforcements because of the big surge of the
Mono
red decks.
red,
Yeah, because the red decks have been doing well in the Star City circuit. All right, so we see a hand of Brainstorm, Mana Leak, Path to Exile, and Spell Snare. So Matt's down to 18 because of the Probe. This is a pretty good hand for Trey. Probe was definitely a nice addition to this deck.
Oh, for sure. Just a free spell. Get to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Know when to send your pump spells and know when not to.
I remember decks used to play Urza's Bobble.
Oh, to just peek at one card?
Yeah, it was like 0 mana, peek at your top card of your deck or your
theirs,
opponent's,
yeah.
and then draw a card on the next upkeep. The next end step, something along those lines.
How cards got better.
Yeah, it's crazy, yeah. Alright, so 1/1 Infect. So maybe we can see a, you know...
Well, I mean, there is a path, so
Yeah.
Matt's going to have more creatures to
Yeah,
impact.
exactly, yeah. So, there's a Brainstorm. What do you think about Brainstorming right now? You think it's better to wait?
I don't know, like... I think
AJ's a huge fan of holding your Brainstorms because you dig so much more deeper.
I understand, but it depends what you really want out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if you want more... Like, in his deck, like, the Spell Snare isn't that great, and the Mana Leak's fine. He just wants to find more paths/swords and setup so he can't just get destroyed
Yeah,
out.
exactly. But I mean, if you're land light and you're Brainstorming and you don't hit a land, it's unfortunate because ideally you want to sack land.
Yeah, but if a land is 3 deep instead of like 4 or 5, and you either draw 2 non-lands or you Brainstorm and hit a land.
Yeah. So arguments for both case. But by him, for example, waiting, he would dig 1 card deeper as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So and that 1 card deeper could be 2 turns of
yes.
All right. So Trey just plays a
Draft
Plains.
number 4.
And
Please report to the side
I
of
wonder
the
what Matt's thinking about. I mean, Matt knows his, most of his hand.
Yes.
So he's gonna try to swing in for 1. All right. So Matt actually got a warning for not drawing from Probe. Something a lot of people do.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they get excited and
They read the hand down and they don't think about it.
Yeah. So. All right. So there's a Mutagenic Growth.
Yeah, Matt's just like, are you gonna kill it?
Yeah. I mean, I think Trey has a plow now. I see it up top. Originally, he only had a path.
Yeah, he is both.
So maybe Matt's like, all right, try to path me.
Yeah, he just invested 2 pump spells into that. Like, I mean, he just wants. It's almost like he wants Trey to kill this now.
What's the exact wording on Guttural Response?
It has to be high.
What's up?
It has to be very high. I don't know.
No. The wording on Guttural Response.
Oh, it's
You can look it up.
Yeah.
To make sure. Yeah.
I mean, I played with this card. I can't remember. Counter target blue spell.
Just counter target blue spell. Okay. So it's just like a Umbrella Mental Blast, pretty much.
Except it can't kill a blue permanent.
Counter target blue instant spell.
Or counter target blue instant spell.
Yeah,
sorry.
I know it wasn't that good. Yeah. Then people were like countering Jaces all day long.
Your side event is waiting for you. Please report.
All right. So Matt's creature gets path exiled, fetches up a forest, and there's a replacement. Yeah, this is looking really bad for Matt.
Yeah, and this is how I think it's going to get scripted up. Like, Matt has to invest multiple cards into dealing damage, and Trey can just keep playing his blue cards and then react with his white cards. I don't really like this matchup.
Yeah, I don't really like Matt, using a bunch of his pump spells there, knowing that there's a path exile.
One would be fine.
But yeah, I mean, that, or you could just attack for 1 and then just like slowly work away on Trey's poisons.
Yeah.
And then finally, when he taps out to play something, he could try to go for the kill.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he's trying to put a Rancor now on the 1/1. If Trey's gonna plow, he probably wants to plow in response to the Rancor.
Yes, so it doesn't get returned.
Just in case your creature would die. Then... So if the creature goes to the graveyard with the Rancor will come back to the hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought if the Rancor goes to graveyard.
We can look that up too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Rancor. That's why you want to plow first.
All right, so there's a Elvish Spirit Guide. It's just 3 mana 2/2, or you can remove it from the game to add a green mana.
He's just running it out.
Yeah. So what's the exact wording on Ranker?
It is when Ranker hits the yard.
From the battlefield.
So yeah, if you plow it, the creature, he'll get Ranker back.
Yeah. A lot of these cards got reworded. Battlefield, play, yes. A lot of the old cards. All right. So Jace bounces the Elvish Spirit Guide. And yeah, this game looks great for Trey right now.
Very locked up.
Yeah, I mean, Trey could brainstorm every turn for free, and Matt just has a 2/2. Oh, yeah, he's gonna brainstorm. Brainstorm's definitely the right play. I think Matt thought he was gonna bounce it.
Yeah.
He went to go for it. Maybe it was like a mind trick. He's like, yeah, don't you want to bounce this? So Trey has Island Plains Mishra Factory. And he's tapping 3.
19 players, this is a
All right, there's a timely reinforcement.
Devin McKellar, your draft is waiting for you. Please coming up to the side of the banner. This is the final call.
He's gonna have 3 tokens right here, 3 1/1 tokens, and he's not gonna gain the life because he's at 20 life, but he is gonna get 3 guys. Matt's thinking, how can I get out of this? Like, what's my plan? Am I going to go after Jace? Am I going to have to try to work on Trey's life total? It's just nearly impossible for him to come out of this game.
Yeah, seems quite difficult right now.
Don't you like how he's playing the I Love Fatties? And he's playing mono green.
I mean, I think the guy really loves fatties.
Yeah, he does. He's not trying to bluff anybody, but. So Matt's still thinking here. Is he gonna just hard cast a land grant? That seems non-impactful to the board, but I mean that's what happens with when you play type of decks like this. Sometimes you come out really quick and you get a turn 2 kill, but other times if the game goes past like turn 4, past turn 5, it's you're gonna have to face some really powerful cards. You're gonna have to face Jace. You're gonna have to face Stoneforge Mystic and Equipment. I mean, Trey has Rathagon in the sideboard, so just a world of hurt for Matt. What's also pretty funny, Matt actually has half his lands in his deck.
Yeah, I mean,
play.
Because of the past, couldn't you see the what's the one green spell where it's green plus kicker and then it gets Shroud?
Yeah.
Would that be good? No.
I mean, I know there's Ranger's Guile.
Yeah. But that's only +1/+1.
The kicker one was Vines of the Basswoods.
Yeah, you get Shroud and then you get +4/+4.
Yeah. So
Shroud seems pretty high impact.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he's not playing Vines of the Basswoods as well.
It would take multiple lands in play to actually play a pump spell, then Path, then Vines.
Well, I mean, with Invigorate, it's the pump spell is free, so. All right.
Man, I should play Legacy again. I forgot how much fun it is to activate a Jace.
Yeah, Jace is really good. So
I miss
I think Trey has to
activating
put one more
Jaces.
card back. Yep, and he does. I feel sometimes with Jace people forget to put 2 cards back. Alright, so he's going to beat him with 2 of the tokens right now, knocking Matt down to 11. Matt took most of his damage from his own Phyrexia spells.
Yeah.
There's a Stoneforge Mystic. What do you think he's going to get? Batter Skull? Jitte?
Jitty.
Yeah, alright.
I think it's kind of interesting that he didn't just attack with all 3 tokens since he's holding a Mishra Factory back too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he wants to play extra cautious. Like, hey, I have Jace, I have Stoneforge, I have Jitte.
Yeah, I've got longevity.
Yeah,
One person to fill a spot in a $10 draft. If you would like to jump in on
you got this. I'm gonna go
spot,
draft.
come on
All right, good luck, man.
now.
All right, thanks.
Get started immediately.
All right, so Brad's off drafting.
We'd love to see you coming up and get you enrolled right away.
So it looks like Matt drew another land grant. It's not really doing anything. I think Matt knows that he really can't win this game.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to look for a game 3. They do have plenty of time left, 28 minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, the green deck could just win in 2 minutes.
Land,
It has
oh
to.
wait, if he reveals land grant, he has to show him his hand.
No, but he's just hard casting his land grant.
Oh, he is hard casting.
yeah. Land grant, you can play it for free, or
Yeah.
you could pay 2 mana. So whichever you choose. Yeah, Brad does kind of look like a natural order player. He would go get like a Progenitus.
That is not even close to the. I don't want to win with a big 10-10.
All right, so end of turn.
Snapcaster Mage, just gonna get rid of the creature. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, he's gonna Swords the Elvish Spirit Guide. And I think
he's
Matt's gonna
just
scoop it up.
conceding,
Yeah, kind of makes sense there.
I mean, he's so far behind.
Yeah, Matt doesn't have anything he can do there. So Trey's on the right with blue-white Stoneforge, and Matt's to the left with Elf Infect, Elf Stompy, however you want to call it.
And if you're just joining in, I'm Brad Nelson. I'm here with Gerard Fabiano, and this is round 3 of SCG Charlotte Legacy Open.
Yeah, Berserk's a really cool card. I used to play Berserk back in the day, and then recently some people started playing Berserk in their Affinity deck.
Oh wow, just get them with the cranial plating.
Yeah, cranial plating, Ravager.
I mean, there was a Berserk in Standard when Ravager was the deck. It was 3 mana.
Yeah, it was
the red one.
The red one, yep. Yeah, Fatal Frenzy.
Yeah, I remember people playing Fatal Frenzy a lot.
Yeah, they would play maybe one. It's like a one of.
Yeah.
But Affinity also changed a lot too. You sometimes see in Legacy Affinity decks with Tezzeret. Sometimes you see with no Disciple, no Archon Ravager, which is to me is always surprising. But
Is it just one person doing this? Because I did see Etch Champion.
yeah, Edge Champion is.
I like Etch Champion because that card is just able to get through most boards.
Yeah, actually, Owen Turtlewall, he plays Affinity fairly often when it comes to Legacy.
Oh really?
And yeah, he actually ran deep in the same tournament that I ran deep in. It was the Invitational. It was at the Invitational. It was the Legacy Open.
Oh okay.
Yeah, we were both 7-1, I believe. And then we couldn't draw, and then we both finished up 7-2. So we got 9th and 10th or something along those lines, So 9th and 14th maybe. But it just shows that Affinity is. I mean, Affinity was the most dominant deck in Block. It was great in Type 2. They had to ban a bunch of cards.
Was it? Oh yeah, it was the most dominant deck in Block, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And they had Skull Clamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that Pro Tour. It was Pro Tour Kobe. I think it was first Kobe, 2004.
Ben Stark has told me that story like a million times.
Yeah, it was just. Yeah, I remember I was playtesting with him on the flight there, and the best part of the tournament was I would have one Disciple of the Vault in play, and my opponent would have 2, and I would make him lose a life, and he would forget to make me lose life, and it got to a point where I'm like, all right, should I make him lose a life? Because if he remembers to make me lose 2 life, it's too bad for me.
Yeah.
Because at first it was 1-1. So, and then when it was 1-2, I was like, oh, it's kind of risky, but I pulled it off a few times. But I ended up not doing well in that tournament. Aether Vial was the big hit.
Yeah, that was the tournament where you should have played Aether Vial.
Yeah.
Well, Ben Stark, it was the story that Ben Stark told me was the players are still figuring out mulligans, is that his list was horrible with Broodstars in the sideboard and he had no tech, but he still just smashed everyone, and one deck just had every single anti-card you could think of, and then ran Talismans, and their finisher was the Dragon that removed all artifacts play, and he still just smashed those decks 2-0 easily.
Yeah. So.
All right, so Matt's mulliganing.
Yeah, we tested together for that Pro Tour, and we thought Broodstar was the big hit. We're Broodstar just trumped everything, but in reality, it wasn't really the case.
It was a bad card. You had islands in your sideboard.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we had a couple islands, so we could cast our Broodstar and in certain matchups because in testing we're you don't even go after the Ravager or the creature, you just go after the lands. So, but Big Red was a deck that took down the tournament. It was just mono red, Arcslogger.
I remember that.
Yeah.
What did Nassif lose in the finals?
Nassif lost in top 4 of the finals. Yeah.
Yeah, because he beat Ben Stark in the top 8.
Yeah, top 8 it was Nassif versus Ben Stark. All right, so
I lost my first huge match ever when Affinity and Standard. I lost to tooth and nail in the finals of like the 2004 Magic Online World Championship qualifier.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a real big loss. Big.
It looks like Matt's
sad
going
to
up
me.
to 5.
I mean, how does this deck that's all about pumping 1/1s go to 5?
I'm not sure. I mean,
Because he only has 12 lands, so
yeah. So it's like, if you don't have a land, what are you gonna do?
yeah, his percentage to actually have a land in his opening hand isn't that high.
No. Well, if he has 12, he should have. He's like 80. Yeah. No, he's like about 80-something% to have 1.
That's very low for a constructed like when you can't keep a hand without one.
Yeah.
So 20% of the time he just has to
No,
step
no.
mulligan.
It's like it's something like somebody could do the math, but I would say it's like 88% off the top of my head. If someone could tweet in and they actually know the math, if you have 12,
88 seems kind of high.
No, I think it's 88. If you have 12 lands, we'll call land grant land as well.
Yeah.
So if you have 12 lands in a 60-card deck, what's your percentage of having at least exactly? Well, should we say at least 1 land? Yeah, at least 1 land in your opening 7. I think it's 88%. So it's 12 out of 60, 7 times. All right, so he's going out to 4.
Is he really?
Yeah, Trey's got to be liking it. He's going out to 3. Trey's got to be a little happier now.
How could Matt mulligan to 3?
I mean, maybe he's just hoping for like Forest, Glistering Elf, Rancor, and have, Trey not have
Trey
any
have
removal.
none of his white spells?
Yeah. So that might be.
Might be what he's hoping for. Like, what do you even do when your opponent mulligans to 3? You just like tap the deck. You don't even shuffle, right?
You just like brush off your shoulders.
All right. So I think he's gonna keep on 3. All right. So.
But how is there?
He removed the Elder Spirit Guide.
Oh.
Yeah, so he didn't even have a land.
Does he have Elvish Guide Rancor? Is that what his hand is?
I'm not sure. I think it's an Invigorate maybe.
I love that. It's an uncastable Invigorate.
Yeah. I really like how Trey's playing Mana Leak over Counterspell. I was talking to Ben Friedman about this, and he's just like, yeah, I wish I was playing Mana Leak because so many times I couldn't cast Counterspell.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's true. When you have Wasteland, you have Mishra Factory.
Yeah, and you want all the
you have
basics.
basic planes. You even have more.
They said 80%.
It's 80%?
Well, the first person.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, 1260 equals 1 out of 5, so 1 in 5 cards should be a land. Well, yeah.
Yeah, 1 of 5.
But you
should
get
be
1/7.
Yeah, you get 1/7. That's why I think it's 88. All right, so Island and Tundra for Trey.
Yeah, it's better than 80% for sure.
So he's just going to play Snapcaster and nothing to flash back, but he just wants to... Oh, there's an Invigorate.
Does that work? Don't you have to control forest?
Yeah. I don't know why he...
He always controls a forest. Whoa.
Yeah, I think it's...
Oh, no, you don't have to control forest.
Okay.
They just gain 4 life.
Yeah, they gain 4 life, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, the whole Forest thing is with Submerge.
Yeah.
If your opponent has a Forest and you have an Island. All right, so there's a Path to Exile. So Trey's giving Matt a Forest. I'm not really too sure if I like that play. Like, why not just take 1 effect? Why would you give your opponent who mulligans to 3 a free card?
Yeah.
Why would you give him a land? That's like the best thing that could have happened for Matt.
I mean, this almost feels like, the fetch, crack, take 2
Yeah,
philosophy
Conley
of
Woods,
Magic. Don't give your opponent free cards when they mulligan to 3.
Yeah. I mean, Path to Exile is a really strong card, but it's clearly card disadvantage.
Yeah.
As long as your opponent plays with basic land in their deck.
Invigorate does require a forest.
It does, right? Yeah. But then why is Invigorate in the graveyard?
Well, because if they go through that turn, and then it goes to his next turn, they can't do anything about it. But at the Pro Tour this year, because it was under the camera, they re-round a match between Kibler and Finkel.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
well,
In Japanese Pro Tours, you can do whatever you want.
It looked like they read Invigorate too.
I mean,
Yeah, just look it up on StarCityGames.com to make sure
People
we
keep
get the exact
saying it.
wording of Invigorate.
everyone says yeah.
Yeah? Alright.
Well, now they're going to figure out what they can do. Why can't we rewind games if Pro Tour Top 8 players can rewind games? All right, so they're figuring out all this math out, and yeah, I mean, you do need the force to cast a spell, so I guess we just have to wait to see what their decision is. Oh, but they did it anyway? Oh, okay, interesting. Well, Wizards, with the Kibler-Finkel match, Wizards, stated, this is not something we want you to do, but since we're in control of it, we're going to do it. Oh, yeah, that seems, yeah, that's the... I feel like professional video coverage should be able to. But, sure. All right, so are they still figuring out the Invigorate? Yeah. But, yeah, so oh, yeah, they're issuing warnings right now. But what ended up happening, for those of you that don't know about the Kibler-Finkel match, there's a token left in play after blocks that should have died. And now we're mana leaking? Alright, so yeah, they could go back. Yeah, that's what was going to happen. Alright, here comes Jace, and this game's going to get wrapped up very quickly. Alright, Fate Seal is just going to take over the game. I think that's a great place for Trey to be. Like, he doesn't really need card advantage right now. He does have a Snapcaster still. And I think he can just try to control Matt's draw steps. I feel like what he can do is just keep scrolling up, deny Matt of any creatures, and then Matt will never be able to play enough guys. So I think that's what it's going to end up doing. And then he can always just ultimate and then win the game. Brandon Tickle again said that the stat is 80.2%, but that just doesn't sound correct.
Yeah, 80.2. I mean, maybe he's a mathematician and he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really feel like it's 88%. I'm going to do the math on the break.
88% actually sounds way more correct than 80%.
Yeah, so, I mean, how can Matt beat this Jace? Like, what do you think?
How can he what?
Like, what is he going to do about Trey's Jace?
Nothing. Maybe cast an Invigorate with a Force in play.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing he can do. Trey already has a Snapcaster Mage, so...
You can just Snapcaster back that path if you want.
Oh, well, he's just, like, ignoring the Jace.
There's a land grant.
Spell Snare.
So Trey's hand is Wrath of God and Snapcaster Mage, and Jace has 7 counters on it. I'm pretty sure Trey's is going to take it up to 9 counters.
All right, it's 80.9%.
80.9, somebody confirmed?
Yeah.
All right. So maybe Matt should be playing like 13. But it's only 80%. All right, there's a Guttural Response and a Berserk in Matt's hand.
Yeah, I don't even like bringing Guttural Response in. What does he have? Spell Snares and Mana Leaks and maybe some Forces?
Yeah, I mean, it's just for him to try to force through his spells.
Brainstorms.
You know, but the problem is that he's trying to force through his spells. He doesn't have enough lands to actually cast his spells and try to
and use a Guttural Response.
Yeah.
Just Dane. He's like, I just want to get this game over.
Yeah, just play it safe. Why not?
Yeah.
I don't really blame Trey.
No. I mean, that's a good strategy. He's almost about to ultimate.
Yeah, Jace is going up to 11.
Oh yeah, and do you have to reveal when you cast Land Grant?
When you cast Land Grant, yes.
Not resolve?
Not resolve, no.
Cast it?
Yeah. Why?
Did he reveal? Oh, he did reveal. Yeah, he flipped the 2 cards over.
I mean, you can also hard cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mana Leak.
Yeah, I mean, Jason's just going to go ultimate in 2 turns. So they go up to 13, and then it's going to go back down to 1.
Oh, you're 2-0.
All right, so Trey's just going to pass a turn. Hit him for 2 just for value, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what Matt's hoping for here.
He's just gonna play because he's under camera.
All right, so Matt scoops it up.
I mean, baller points if he just played it out and just went for 3 cards and was like, oh.
Yeah. Like double baller points if he actually won.
I was in a tournament in Japan. I played in this promotional